So in order to be able to answer this part of the question, which expects you to head your working or your whatever you've drafted, if this happens to be a classified advertisement, which I'll tell you what it is, you will have to recall the different columns that these classified advertisements, which are purely text based, as you see, are placed under. So here, this particular purely text based advertisement, this is what I am referring to. This is a purely text based advertisement. You will have to recall the different heads of the columns that these classified advertisements are placed under. So for example, this particular advertisement that you see highlighted on the screen is placed under a column called situation vacant. Now under this column, all such advertisements will be placed. Matrimonials is another column, is yet another column, and under which you will have all relevant advertisements placed in. Now, now you see, should you sit down to analyze this kind of advertisement, it says it is placed under situation vacant, and it says required 2 well-qualified mechanical engineers with a minimum experience of 5 years. Remuneration commensurate with the performance and output of the candidate. Send the curriculum vitae within 7 days to the personal manager. See, and then there are other relevance, the name of the place where the company is situated, and the contact numbers and the email. If you come to think of it, the first sentence, which I am again highlighting, the second one, can be reworded, because one very important, why reworded? Because it is required. Why required? Because should you go to a newspaper and ask him to float an advertisement on your behalf, he would supply you with a grid, and that grid will carry cells arranged in rows and columns. Each cell therein will occupy 1 word only, and you are charged per word. Therefore, I can improve upon this. Even if I'm not in a position to improve, the fact remains that I have to be economical with words. Very, very economical with words. So, articles, verbs, they are dispensed with, they go away. It is mandatory on my part as a student to use incomplete sentences or phrases, as is the case in notes. Alright, so I have to do without sentences. Alright, so I can improve upon, I can rehash these 2 sentences to make them more economical, so that I save on money and space. So the fact remains, however, there is this particular kind of advertisement, which is called a classified advertisement, is purely text based. All, ideally, to give it a better look, all lines are of equal length, and it answers the question, it answers all important questions: what you want to sell, what it is, in what condition it is, and whom to contact, when to contact. You have the option of supplying the phone number, supplying your contact number, supplying your email. And you can even be further pointed in saying that the person interested may contact me between these hours on working days. So all answers to all important questions have to be there in any advertisement. Without answer missing to any one of these questions will result in a lame advertisement, incomplete advertisement. Now this is one. The other kind of advertisement is called display advertisement. They may also be called commercial advertisements. Now, whereas, and the word limit you've been told is 50. This is display advertisement. You see, whereas this particular advertisement doesn't show that. However, in a display advertisement, the information may be centrally aligned, maybe it's left side aligned, maybe right side aligned, but this alignment is there in order to make it a little more appealing, and you use different font sizes. All right, different font sizes are used. Bigger font sizes for important pieces of information, smaller font sizes for less important piece of information from the promotional point of view. So address, contact numbers and email, etc. may be written in small font size. Otherwise, all important aspect of a particular product that you want to highlight will necessarily be written in larger font sizes, and it is spread over a page, and therefore understandably it occupies larger space. You may this particular kind of advertisement, which is a display advertisement, one may make use of blocks and designs, the kind of advertisements that you see in newspapers, which are spread across, colorful, and has blocks and designs. So one block, for example, would specify the name of the product. The second block would specify its features. The third block would specify the contact numbers, etc., and email, etc. So they are aligned in an appealing manner. So this is another kind of advertisement. However, in exams, the question is worded generally speaking, the question is worded in such a way which expects you to draft an advertisement. Now, it may be a classified advertisement, it may be a display advertisement. Now, in exams, but as board exams, children prefer classified advertisement because drafting a display advertisement involves a lot of time. It'll take a lot of time, which I might as well give to answering other questions. So, this is what a classified and a display advertisement is. There are other parts to this question, as I said. Notice drafting is there, and drafting of posters is there. Whether you draft a notice or a poster or an advertisement, you have to have, your answer has to have, whatever you produce has to have answers to all important questions. That is what, where, how, when. But what, where, how, when have to be also there in a particular grammatical fashion. All right, you cannot answer, you cannot begin, you cannot arrange these what, where, how, when in any order that strikes your fancy. No, it has to have one particular order. What has happened, how it happened if the answer is there, where it happened, and when it happened. So what happened, answer to what, how, where, and when, only in this order. Because in English grammar they have a rule called MPT. M stands for manner, which answers the question how. P stands for place, which answers the question where, and T stands for time, which answers the question when. So whether it is a notice, an advertisement of any kind, a poster, your answer without any one of these, the answer to any one of these will be an incomplete answer, and it will involve the corresponding deduction of marks. So common sense says that I must include answers to, even without tutoring, you would on your own end up asking or answering answers to all these questions, which are what, how, where, and when.